Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Today we're going to deconstruct the Byte-Pair Encoding or BPE. If you've ever wondered how models like GPT-4 or Claude actually read text, it's not by reading the whole words, nor it is by reading individual letters. They use a method that sits right in the middle. By the end of this session, you will understand exactly how BPE compresses text, how it handles words it has never seen before, and why it is the industry standard for training LLMs. So let's see an example of the tokenizer used by OpenAI GPT-5, for example. If you write, for example, tokenization problem, you can see how it is tokenized, like space problem is one token, and the word tokenization is split into two: 1, 2, and 3. So let's look how this works. Before we look at the algorithm, we have to ask, why do we need it? Historically, we had two extreme choices. We could tokenize by word, which creates a massive vocabulary because every variation of a word needs its own ID. Or we could tokenize by character, which keeps the vocabulary small, but makes sentences incredibly long and harder to train. So BPE is a subword tokenization technique, as we've seen here. For example, use this subword. It finds the statistical sweet spot, breaking words into meaningful chunks like prefixes and suffixes to balance efficiency and meaning. So BPE was originally designed for data compression, not AI. The logic is very simple. If two characters appear together frequently enough, we should treat them as a single unit. It works by repeatedly finding the most common pair of adjacent symbols in a text and merging them into a new symbol. We repeat this until we reach a vocabulary size we are happy with. This allows the model to treat common words as single tokens, while rare words are broken down into smaller, understandable parts. Let's walk through the training process manually. Imagine this is our entire dataset. We have words like hug, pug, pan, along with how many times they appear or the frequency. The first step is to look at these words as sequences of individual characters. Our base vocabulary right now is just the list of unique letters in the dataset. So these are the unique letters. Nothing has been merged yet. We're just setting up the dataset. Now the algorithm scans the data. It counts every time two characters sit next to each other. Look at the pair, for example, H or U. Let's see H and U, this pair. It appears 1, so 10 times because this word is repeated 10 times, so 10, HU, and 5, so because 5, so 15. UN, UN is 1, so 12 plus 4 is 16. UJ is 1, so 10, 5, 5, so 20. We do this for every single pair or two characters next to each other. So here the winner is the pair U and J, or they are the most frequent pair in our dataset or language. So because U and J won the popularity contest, we merge them, we create a new token, UJ, so they are not separate, each one in its own box. Now they have the same box, UJ. We go back to our data and replace every instance of those two separate letters with this new single token. Notice that words like pun are untouched because they don't contain that specific pair. We have effectively begun compressing our data because we had previously 3 tokens, now only 2. It was 3, now 2. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, now only 3. Okay, so we don't stop here. We scan and the updated version of the text. Now the pair U and N is the most frequent. U and N is the most frequent. So we merge them into the token UN. In the next pass, we see that the letter H is frequently followed by UJ, which, as we said, 1 token. So this is the next most frequent token to token. This is how the BPE builds longer words. We start small and recursively combine parts to form the whole words. So how do we stop? We stop before training. We pick a target vocabulary size. For example, if we set it to 50,000 tokens like in the GPT-2, the algorithm keeps finding and merging pairs until it has created enough new tokens to hit that limit. GPT-4 has a vocabulary of 100,000 tokens, allowing it to capture very specific and complex words as single units. So it's a hyperparameter that we need to adjust during the training. Okay, now once the training is done, we have a list of merge rules. Now suppose the model sees a word it has never trained on. For example, thug, T-H-U-J. It starts by breaking it into characters, then it checks its rule first. It sees the rule for UJ, so it merges those, then it sees the rule for H plus U and J, so it merges those. It ends up tokenizing thug as T and UJ, as we've seen in the example. We did the same until we tokenized this part and this part. So this is the power of the BPE. It can represent an unknown word by combining known subwords. So it doesn't know what this word is, but it can know these two subwords by merging. But there is a catch. Standard BPE relies on base vocabulary. If the model encounters a character it never saw during training, let's say specific emoji. For example, if we train the model or the tokenizer on tokenizing only English words, if we gave it like a Chinese word or an emoji with different characters, it would collapse and generate an unknown token. This is bad because it means the model effectively goes blind at that spot in the sentence. So modern models like GPT-2 uses a clever trick called the Byte-Level BPE. Instead of processing characters, they process raw bytes. Since there are only 265 possible bytes in computing, we can include all of them in our base vocabulary. This means we can represent any string of text, whether it's English, Japanese, emoji, without using the unknown token. Because every piece of data is just a sequence of bytes, as we know. And they usually use the UTF-8 encoding. So instead of dealing with words, we deal with the bytes. This is a very clever trick. So why would we go through all this trouble? It's for efficiency. In a test using, let's say, the Dark Knight Rises synopsis, character level tokenization resulted in 1252 tokens. After applying the BPE, that number dropped to 957. This compression is almost 30%. This means the model can read 30% more text at once, effectively increasing its memory and context window without increasing the computing power. So to summarize, BPE allows the large language models, LLMs, to be efficient and flexible. However, remember that it is a greedy algorithm. It creates tokens based on math, not linguistics. Sometimes it splits words in ways that may look weird to humans. Just because those pairs happen to be frequent in the training data. Also, once the vocabulary is built, it's frozen. The model cannot learn new tokens types after the training is finished. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will try and code a simple BPE tokenizer. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.